right, so we're going to do 3 graphs today, and then I'm going to give you some work time to work on the homework for this week. But I also want to make sure that you have everything ready to go on your supplemental note sheet. Remember that you get to use that, so you'll get to use that supplemental note sheet on Friday's formative, on next week, Thursday's quiz, on the following Friday's formative, on the following Friday's quiz. I think we're going formative, quiz, alternating until we get to unit 10. So have that out ready to go with you too. Okay. So what are the 5 steps to graphing a parabola? What was step number 1? What do you got? Determine which way it opens, right? Okay. So we've got 4 choices for the parabola opening. We've got up, down, left, and right. Right? Okay. So let's go up. What are the 2 classifications for an up opening parabola? Or the 2 qualifications to make it open up? X is squared. Positive 4p, right? Positive 4p number. Okay. Let's go to the right. Y is squared. Positive 4p. Let's go down. X is squared. Negative 4p. Left. Y squared. Negative 4p. Okay. Right? And that 4p number is the coefficient on your non-squared variable. Okay? Love it. So that should be step number 1. On top of, like on your supplemental sheet, you should also have the 2 general forms. You know, quantity x minus h squared equals plus or minus 4p times the quantity y minus k, all that fun stuff. Okay? Step number 2. Vertex. What do I do for the vertex? Or where is the vertex? So I'm thinking oppositely, yes. Every single time? Right. So it's h comma k is the vertex, right? Okay? So it's h comma k is the vertex, and we find that by looking at, and I'll write those general forms here. Okay? So the vertex would be at h comma k, and so that would be x minus h quantity squared So it's not first parenthesis is the x, second parenthesis is the y every single time. And we think oppositely inside those parentheses. Third step. Find my p-value. Okay. All right. So find the p-value. That's that 4p number. Okay. 4p is in front of the non-squared variable, so I divide that number by 4, or divide that coefficient by 4. Okay? And that gives me p. What does, why, should say what? Why do I need to find p? P does have power, yes. What powers does it have? It's got 2 of them. P is the width? No. So it's a distance to the directrix, right? From the vertex. It's also the distance to the focus from the, yep, okay? So it's 2 distances. And that, those distances, or I should say, the direction of those distances goes with the direction of the opening. So the direction to the focus is the same as the direction of the opening. The direction to the directrix is opposite the direction. Okay? Right? If I put that on here, or yeah, P is the distance, P is the distance. Okay? Axel, you were on step 4 already. What is the next? So what is step 4? Find the width. And the width is that 4P number. Yep. Yep. That's the width of my parabola through the focus. Not through the vertex. Through the focus. Surprise. Okay. And our last step. Step number 5. Find the axis of symmetry, right? And the axis of symmetry is the line that connects the vertex and the focus. It's perpendicular to the direction. Okay? All right, let's do one. So again, you'd want to have that sheet out for you so that you can go through and answer all these wonderful questions. Y squared equals 20x is my first, or our first example of the day. So step 1, you just told me, we need to figure out the direction of opening. Which way? Opens to the right. I would concur that this opens to the right. Y is squared, positive 4P value. Love it. Where would my vertex be? 0, 0. Step 3, you got to figure out what P is. Well, what's 4P equal to? So that means P is 5. Okay. So which direction from my vertex would the focus be? To the right, because it opens right. Okay? Direction to the focus is the same as the direction of opening. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that would mean my focus is at the point 5, 0. If my focus is to the right, which way is the directrix? Left. Same distance. That is a vertical line, yes? Is that x's or is that y's? X equals or y equals? X equals. That's an x equals. Step number 4 says that 4P number is also my width. So this one is 20 wide at the focus, which means 10 up and 10 down. That allows me to draw it in now, right? And then lastly, we have the axis of symmetry. Horizontal line. So since my vertical line was x equals, my axis of symmetry is going to be y. One of them is going to be x equals, one of them is going to be y. Okay. Questions on that? All right. You now try graphing that one. X is squared, 4p is positive. That to me says that this one is going to open up. We'll have a vertex of this one at -2, -3. For P is 16, so P is 4. Opens up, so my my focus is up 4. So that would be the point -2, 1. My directrix would be down 4. So that would be y equals -7. The width of my parabola, or the width of this parabola, is 16. That's that 4p number. So that's 8, 2, 4, 6, and 8. 2, 4, 6, and 8. That then allows me to draw it in. Axis of symmetry cuts right down the middle. That's going to be x equals -2. Now, Friday's formative, next week's quiz, if I ask you to graph something or graph a parabola, that's, you got to show me all that stuff. So you got to put your focus on there. You got to put your vertex on there. You got to put the parabola on there. You got to put the directrix and the axis of symmetry. So all of that stuff on the actual graph, along with identifying off to the side. But that's more of a help you to get you going to remember what you have to do. Yep. Try that one. Y is squared. 4p is negative. So that to me says it opens left. I got a vertex of +2, -1. Agree so far? Okay. I got a 4p value of 6, which means p is going to be 3 halves. When I divide 6 by 4, I get 3 halves, which is 1.5. So that would mean that my focus then would be at the point 1/2, comma, -1. Yes? My directrix would be at x equals 7 halves. Let's do it. Let's do it. Width through the focus is 6, so that's groups of 3. 3, 3. Allows me to draw it in. And my axis of symmetry would be y equals -1. In life, things don't always, it's not always all unicorns and rainbows. Sometimes we gotta deal with some crap. Okay? All good? So, you've got 1 through 9 now. Some of you probably already have most of them done, but let me give you 25 minutes or so to work on answering those questions. Make sure you go back and you put on those graphs too, your focus, put the little F, put the little B, that kind of thing on those graphs.